We are live.
Oh, fucking
Nice, within the first 30 seconds.
I bet.
Alright. Vic, you want to pull up the stats sheet on your phone just to get ready?
Yeah. It's not updated, but sure.
Yeah, I don't know when these stats were updated most recently. I'm going to assume it's today. I could be wrong. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're doing our Red Sox recap today, which isn't something that we've done before, but we've done stuff similar to it, at least with our, like,
Podcast thing.
yeah, like any of those types of videos, which we're kind of doing again now. It's just gonna be quick and simple.
And we have gameplay over it.
Yeah, we actually have something entertaining for you guys to watch over it. But okay. So what do you want to talk about first, Vig? Any
The
topics?
fact that the Red Sox went on a 9-game winning streak.
That is a pretty big one. I'd say that was definitely led by just the pitching holding its ground
Yes.
and the bats coming alive, which is what they need to see the rest of the year.
The first 3 games they weren't really hitting well, but
Yeah, the
after
pitching
that,
wasn't bad except for I think the second one when Richards went in.
Yeah.
Richards wasn't great in that first start, and he hasn't really been great to start the year. Richards' ERA to start year is 6. Obviously, ERA isn't a perfect statter by any means, but it does give you somewhat of a hint of what the other stats are going to look like, especially if it's that bad. Well, ERA shouldn't be like obviously what you strictly judge a pitcher on. It's definitely a factor. Yeah, but I also like to look at like strikeouts per 9 and walks per 9, hits per 9, home runs per 9. And his are just significantly worse than everyone else in the rotation. I mean, averaging 5.3 walks per 9 innings is not a good
That's
look,
not good.
especially if you're only averaging 7.5 strikeouts. Pavetta's averaging like 7 walks per 9 and 8.5 strikeouts per 9. But, I mean, at least he's also averaging only like 0.6 home runs per 9, whereas Richards is averaging, as the website just ditches on me.
1.5.
Is it 1.5?
I believe.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's 1.5. Sorry, the website just crashed on me. And, I mean, you can see it in their FIP as well. He has by far the highest FIP. Evaldi has the lowest. Evaldi's been great this year. An ERA of 2.08, a FIP of, let me check, 2.41, an ERA plus of 2.14, where, I mean, that's not bad. Those are pretty solid statistics. A whip below 1, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, and then obviously his hits per 9 is the lowest. His home runs per 9 is 0. His walks per 9 is 2.1. That is incredible to see from Evaldi. Control's always been an issue that he had, and to see him not have that issue this year is incredible. 7.3 strikeouts per 9, low for him, actually. He's usually a lot higher than that, I believe, but it's still a solid number. Yeah, it's rivaling Perez and Richards in strikeouts per 9, but the walks per 9 is just so low that I have no problem with it. And Rodriguez has been great. Rodriguez has been great. His advanced stats look fantastic. His ERA isn't the best, but I don't really care too much about that. It's 3.6, not bad.
Yeah.
Especially winning every single one of your starts, which is obviously, once again, wins, not a stat to judge people by, but it does show how well you pitch sometimes. You know, it is a good hint. If the other stats correlate with that, you can use wins to just show how much of an impact a guy will have on your roster. But yeah, the bullpen has also been incredibly good in most cases.
Been good.
Barnes has been insane. Barnes, Sawamura, Andrees's been pretty good as well since his first one. Darwinson Hernandez has been pretty good. Josh Taylor and Adam Ottavino, and I guess Austin Bryce, but I don't really care about Austin Bryce that much. But I mean, Adam Ottavino and Josh Taylor are the only like disappointing ones that I've seen. Whitlock's been incredible, actually. I'd like to see him get in more games. Ottavino's played 6 games, and he's sucked in every single one. So, I don't really find him to be that appealing to me. And we got him for almost nothing, so I'm not really worried about that. Then we can just move the lineup and everything and all the players in the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, Verdugo's been great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's been incredible, actually.
Yeah,
like,
man.
that guy's been tearing up, like, awesome in the field. Awesome.
Winning catch.
Yeah. At the plate, you'd like to see some better numbers from him,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the worst. 255 batting average, 322 on base, 471 slugging, OPS is 793, OPS plus 119. Like, not horrible statistics by any sense of the imagination. Just not what you're looking for out of him. He can definitely be better. 24 total bases is a solid number, but I definitely like to see him improve a little bit. Another guy who's been insane to start the year is J.D. Martinez.
Yeah.
Last year he had a really rough season, right? And this year he came back with vengeance. People are thinking he was done. He's 33. How is he going to improve? Well, he comes into this season with currently 5 home runs, a batting average of 367, an on-base percentage of 436, slugging percentage of 816, and an OPS of 1,253. That is insane statistics. I mean, I don't think he can sustain that 367 all year or anything, but he could definitely make a run at like 330, 340 if he can sustain himself here.
He should be in the MVP conversation.
He should be by about midseason. If he sustains anywhere near this level of production, he should be in the conversation for MVP at least in the conversation. OPS plus 241 as well, which is just insane. 40 total bases. I mean, he's just having some insane performance out right now. And if you can hear anything upstairs, it's just my sister and Brady's brother doing some just screaming.
Another guy that's been insane, especially very underrated, Vasquez.
Vasquez has been great too. He's hitting right around 300 with a 340 on base percentage and a 500 slugging percentage and OPS of 840. That's great to see out of a catcher.
He's a really good
how many home runs does he have
well.
as well? Because home runs is a good
2.
Good thing. 2 home runs. Yeah, that's great to see out of your catcher with 3 doubles as well in 13 hits. Like that's great to see out of your catcher. And another guy who's been great for us, I call him the franchise, Franchy Cordero. What an absolute fucking stud. This guy has been fucking ridiculous all season. Like, absolutely ridiculous all season. We got him in the Benintendi trade. He's hitting 314, right? On base percentage of 351, slugging percentage of 486, an 837 OPS. He's been incredible. He's a power bat as well. He's seen as a power bat, and he's been getting on base this well. That's what you love to see. OPS plus of 77, which is low, which shows you that, he might not be able to sustain it very well.
Yeah, probably not.
But still, having a great season nonetheless. Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely like to see him get some more at-bats, and see how he can do there. Because he only does have 35 at-bats and plate appearances on the season, 32 ABs. Another guy who I think just really picked it up as of late. He had a horrible start to the season, but Rafael Devers has been great lately. He has got 5 home runs. I think he hit all those in a streak of days.
Yes.
He's hitting 260, 345 on base, 580 slugging. Somehow has an OPS of 925 and an OPS plus of 153 after, I think, starting off without a hit for like the first 6 games. So, I mean, that's just, he's recovered very well. I think he'll hit over 260 for the year. Probably hit about 30 home runs. Probably like 280 with 30 home runs. That's what you need out of him. Defensively, he's been rough.
Yeah.
I'd say defensively he's been rough. But I think he is the DH after you see JD leave. I think Tristan Casas probably takes over at third once JD retires. Or somebody else. You know, you could go outside for third, but I don't think that Devers is the long-term third baseman. Also, you're going to watch this. It's MLB 20 gameplay, so we have Benintendi on the team.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'd rather have Franchi, not going to lie. Just saying. Alright, and then, you know, another guy who's played pretty well, definitely better than expected, is Christian Arroyo. Christian Arroyo's been great for us. I mean, he's batting over 300, got a 350 on base, 486 slugging, and an OPS of 837. That is great to see out of him. OPS plus a 132. You know, he's just been an absolute stud for us. And, I'd say that was a great idea to have him over Chavis.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at the start, but, I mean, he's been great. Also, the team leaders in stolen bases would be Vasquez and Marlon Gonzalez, which is weird because those are not two fast guys.
Yeah.
But moving on, probably one of the incredibly good at getting on base to start the year is Xander Bogaerts. He's been getting on base very consistently. Batting over 400 with a 464 on base and a 510 slugging. Not hitting for much power. I don't think he has a home run.
He does not.
But he has been getting on base an absolute shit ton. And that's all that you really need out of him. He's hitting some doubles, hit 5 doubles, you know? He's getting on base. You have power in this lineup. I think he'll probably still hit 20 home runs on the year. But he's just been getting on base like a madman this season. And that is what you love to see from him, because that's always been one of his struggles, was just consistently getting on base. He's always been a great hitter, but I mean, seeing him get on base this much is incredible to see. Another guy would be, I mean, probably most disappointing to start the year would be either like not Hunter Renfroe, but like, you know, somebody like Kike Hernandez, even though he's picked it up as of late, still not having an incredible year. As a home run gets hit on our recording by Tim Anderson, I believe. But I mean, just not a great year for him so far. But I mean, he can definitely pick that up. And then just, you know, Hunter Renfroe hasn't been great at the plate either, but he's been really good defensively, so I'm not too worried about it. And then Bobby Dahlbeck hasn't been great at the plate, but defensively he's been insanely good. So you can't. I don't like his bat in the lineup, but his glove needs to be on the field at first base. That guy has saved some horrible throws from Devers. I mean, all year. So that's big. Plawecki's actually played really well as backup catcher. I definitely am very excited to see that he's playing well. Marlon Gonzalez is playing meh. I mean, he's getting on base a lot. He's walking a lot. Which is good. Low slugging, low OPS though. Low OPS plus. Just you know, he's having a solid year though. He's having a solid year. I mean, I'm pretty sure we got him pretty cheap, so it's not a big deal. And once again, this bullpen has just been great to start off the season. They haven't blown too many games, and it's very good to see that.
Most of the time they're coming back.
Yeah, there's been a lot of comebacks this year too. I mean, the starters are letting up a lot of runs in like the first 2 innings, and not like a lot, but they're letting up like 1, 2, 3 runs in the first 2 innings, and then the team just comes back. They fight back, which has been great to see. Because last year they just didn't have that fight in them, you know. They just didn't show that fight that they wanted to win, and it's been great to see that this year. Well, they lost 2 games today in the doubleheader. They just had a doubleheader the other day, and they won both games, I think. So I'm not gonna blame them. They seem obviously tired, and they got a stretch here where they really gotta bear down for like a month here, and they're playing almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, I think it is actually every day for like 2 weeks. So they're definitely gonna have to bear down and just win some games gritty. they're gonna have to play some of their bench guys. They're just gonna have to really bear down here and just try to win some games. I mean, if they can come out of this stretch that they have in like second place, first place, I think they're probably. There's a very good chance they win the division. The Yankees have sucked also. I think they have the worst record in the American League and lost again today. So they've been terrible. Which I love seeing, actually. That's great for me to see. Because we don't actually have to deal with them later in the year. Which I hate dealing with them late, like September. Like a good Yankees team in September is very annoying. Because they're very scrappy usually in September. Which is just, obviously, like they'll win some games that make it more difficult for us to win that division. But yeah, I mean that's really it for me. I don't know if you have anything more to say, Vig.
Not really.
But this could just wrap it up right here. That was a pretty decently long video, probably about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
But I think we covered that all we really need to. We'll probably do this every couple weeks, as long as the season stays pretty interesting and there's stuff to talk about. But yeah, that's it. We'll see you next time. I'm coming back for a minute there. Forgot to tell you guys to like and subscribe. Because, yeah, we're trying to grow over here at this page. And, yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed, just like and subscribe. Because we'll be able to bring more of these types and other types of videos to you.